know somewhere deep inside of these bones. In this video, I'm going to show you the steps that I took to create this very cool looking skeleton tree. It's spooky, it's Halloweeny, it's what nightmares are made out of. So let's dive on into this painting. Yeah. Hello my gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful queen bees. That was a really loud clap. It is your girl Amanda, the Buzzed Artist. Welcome back to my channel. A place where you can just let loose and just have fun with your art, y'all. I gotta be honest with you, Queen Bee. I'm sleep deprived, my feet are sore, can't even see my toes anymore, and I'm having such a hard time resisting the urge to eat every sort of junk food in the cabinet or take giant bites out of blocks of cheese. Sounds like a Wednesday. Despite all that, I'm looking cute and I'm ready to serve you some Halloween month goodness with some painting. This skeleton tree painting is serving me all of those Halloween good vibes, and I'm ready to show you how I went about making this. So grab a seat, grab a brush, and let's get going. Hey Queen Bee, it's your friendly neighborhood voiceover speaking. So here's how it's gonna go down. This is a sped up version of the full tutorial that I actually have on my website. The tutorial is in real time, step by step, where I explain to you every single thing that I'm doing, holding your hand throughout the entire journey. So if you want to check that out, you can check out the link in the description below. That also includes the stencil for the tree that we do for this painting. But here's the gist of what's going on. I ended up using 7 different types of paints, including a yellow orange, yellow ochre, red scarlet, cold gray, titanium white, and Mars black, as well as 4 different brushes, a 3/4 inch flat wash brush, a number 10 shader brush, a number 10 filbert brush, and a number 0 detail round brush. And I also threw in a toothbrush so we can make stars. And a list of all the materials that I end up using for this tutorial you can find in the description of this video below. So to start out, we are going with our background, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm taking a little bit of that yellow orange, mixing it with some black, and creating a nice gradient going down. And then I create an additional gradient with some yellow orange combined with the yellow ochre, as well as with some of the lemon yellow, to help create those really nice looking gradual gradients from that really dark sky all the way down to the more lighter areas at the bottom. And that's what's really important with this painting. It's just got a lot of colors going on, a lot of browns, a lot of oranges, a lot of yellows. So I was trying to really take that into consideration as I was painting this. And I even went further to make like a sun area that was emanating towards the bottom portion of the picture. I really wanted to get that light casting that will cause all of those other light colors to emanate from that source. Then I went ahead and created a nice full moon using a combination of cold gray and lots of titanium white. As Queen Bee, the formation of this moon is going to be the base behind what makes the skeleton face come to life. It is literally going to be the backdrop for a man on the moon. That's not a real song, don't quote me on that. Anyways, you've probably seen this in my other tutorials as well, but I just crumple up a napkin and I do a nice dab routine just to help me get those really cool looking textures on the moon itself. And I'm combining that again with just hints of that titanium white as well. For added measure, I even went in and lightened up the yellow orange to help me get even more variety and color onto that moon itself. Doesn't that look cute? Love it. And I just love how this texture serves us well when it comes to making the moon itself. I mean, you can't go wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Are moving on to making our hill, the very stand that our tree, our Halloween skeleton tree, is going to be resting upon and forming its roots. And I used a combination of scarlet red and black to help me get those really subtle and deep colors. It's so spooky. It's like a bloody looking hill, and it's all I'm living for right now. And in addition to that, I took a toothbrush, dipped it in water and titanium white, and gave it a good flickaroony just to help me get some really nice looking stars at the very top of the painting. Twinkle twinkle little spooky stars, y'all. Then it was time to put in our tree. So I switched over to my number 10 shader brush here, and as well as my detail round brush to help me get those really good looking details with my tree. And when it comes to trees, I say this with every kind of tutorial that involves a tree, it's all about lines, it's all about making wavy looking lines, and it's all about the amount of pressure you put on your brush. And I really utilize this with the detail round brush here. And what I like to say sometimes, it's not the type of brush that you have, it's how you work that brush. Oh yeah. Okay, that got a little weird. Alright, back to the tutorial. Once I've set the foundation of the trunk of the tree, as well as the main parts of the roots itself, I just switched over to my detail round brush and decided to just keep it super lubricated and not dripping with paint. I just added little douses of black at a time to help me get those really sweet, crisp looking branches. And let's talk about those branches for a second. If you're looking, I always say this about trees. Trees have wide trunks, which then thin out to their main branches, and those branches have their own branches that also thin out. So it gets smaller and smaller and thinner and crisper. And it comes to a point at the very, very end when you reach that end of the branch itself. So there is a little bit of a finesse that comes with doing the branches, but all it takes is just a little bit of practice, Queen Bee, a little bit of self-confidence, and hey, maybe a little swig of whiskey just to help you get through it. But it's totally possible. You just have to think about keeping your brush lubricated, and once you get to the very end of the branch, to lift the pressure off of your detail round brush and release that pressure so you come to a nice point. Now you can see that I started to make the features of our skeleton tree, and you can already start seeing how the branches are forming these facial features. You can already see the formation of the eye sockets, the nose, and I even made the crisscrossing branches to look like the teeth of our skeleton tree, and it just looks like that moon is just getting creepy vibes out of us, right? It's giving us that old devil stare, and I'm totally living for it. And basically, this painting is just, I just want to say it's detail, detail, detail from here on out. When it comes to making that tree, you cannot have enough branches. Like, I think I worked on these branches for a good hour, just adding them in detail for detail, going in, adding them in slowly and surely until I felt like I had a good deal to work with. And I think even after I finished filming, I added maybe a couple more. I added like another 20 minutes worth of branches, just as how much I was really into it. And then you can see here I started adding more little details to the bark of the tree just to show the movement of the tree itself. And I use that with a combination of scarlet red, as well as with some cold gray and some titanium white to help me get those accents going. And it really does help us here. You get to really see how twisted this tree looks. And you can also force perspective. You can also force one branch to look like it's in front of another branch. So I kind of went back and forth with this, going between those two different varieties of color, as well as going back in with the black to add in any necessary details to break up some of those contours. And again, to, you guessed it, add more branches, because you cannot have enough branches in this painting, y'all. All in all, I am super impressed with how this came out. I was just floored at how well I was able to accomplish this and how detailed this tree came out. And honestly, it was probably one of the best therapy sessions that I've had in a very, very long time. So if you're looking to relax and just sit back and have some fun, consider doing some branches, y'all. Take a detail round brush, get some black paint, and let the paint flow out of your brush. You know what I'm saying? Bippity boppity boo, y'all. Good God, I need to go to sleep. So here we are, one of my favorite Halloween paintings that I have done to date. I had a super fun blast making this. If you want to check out the full tutorial, like I mentioned before, you can check out the link to that full tutorial, as well as the stencil to make this tree in the description below. So be sure to check that out, y'all, and have a spooky good old time, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, the spooky fun eye candy that I like to call my skeleton tree painting. Spooky tired zombie voiceover Amanda, out. And that, my queen bee, was our tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give this a like, and to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, you know what to do, so that you can see more videos like this from me to you in the future. And remember, everybody, love yourselves and always have fun with your art. I'll see you all next time. Bye! Oh, missed the camera. Bye! Who here would ever understand that the Pumpkin King with his skeleton grin would tire of his crown? They only understood give it all up if he only could.